Kat confirmed, are we good to go? Yes. Okay, Mr. Hiltner, we are good to go.
Okay, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for a moment of prayer and a flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the
flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mrs. Augustine, opening statement, please.
Public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been faxed, emailed by the Board Secretary on February 24th, 2020, and on May 12th, 2020 to the Courier Post and posted on the school's bulletin board. Notice was also faxed and emailed to the Borough Clerks of Pinella, Laurel Springs, Magnolia, Summerdale, and Stratford.
Thank you. Attendance roll call, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Here.
Mr. Clark?
Here.
Mrs. Miller?
Here.
Mr. Nicholas?
Here.
Mrs. Oaksenbrandt?
Here.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Here.
Mr. Sims?
Here.
Ms. Stout?
Here.
Mr. Hiltner?
Here.
We have a quorum. I'm going to do my best. I'm going to do my best to understand who makes the motion. But I may need to ask you just to clarify. Thanks.
Once again, let me welcome the community to our online board meeting. We invite you, we encourage you to participate by calling 856-882-1126 with any comments or questions. One more time, welcome to the community. And feel free to jump in by calling 856-882-1126. Let's start with visitors' comments, agenda items only, 5-minute limit though, please. Mr. Sheehan, you are the watch, right?
I do. At this time, we're 1 minute in. Mr. Kozaneski has noted that no callers have called in.
Thank you very much. Okay, can we have a motion to approve the minutes from the previous meeting, please?
So moved, Mrs. Oaksenbrandt.
Thank you.
Mr. Clark, second.
Thank you.
Questions or concerns on the minutes? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mrs. Oaksenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Abstain.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. It's your turn then, Mr. Sheehan.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Hiltner. We have the board meeting highlights for May 21st. Friday on June 12th will be the last day for the students with remote learning. Our graduation will be held virtually on Thursday, June 18th at 6:30 sharp. We'll send out some information early next week about our pregame. We have a lot of video from former graduates and senior video moments that we're going to capture, so we'll send it out to the students in the community. It'll be viewable on Channel 19, on YouTube, Channel 19, and on our website. We had a great 3 days, or actually 4 days this week, where we brought the students in with their parents and guardians to have a total sterling experience and to receive their diplomas. So all of the video has been taped, and the job now is to our tech crew and Mr. Kozaneski to put it all together for our package for next week. Included tonight will be the student safety data systems, the end of the year suspension report, and the end of the year attendance report. And these are things that are typical for every school year, and also the health services report. At this time, what I'd like to do is I'd like to show you a self-assessment grade report from our HIB coordinator. So you'll see, I'll put up on the screen here, this is a self-assessment from our hip coordinator. There are 8 categories which we can rate Sterling High School, and our hip coordinator is very critical of her own efforts and those of Sterling High School, and we scored a 75 out of 78, which is approximately a 96 average. Our hip coordinator takes this very personally and very seriously, and this goes back to the 18-19 school year. So she is assuring me her efforts and the school's efforts in 19 and 20 will improve on those 2 areas that we didn't gain the total points, which is training on the board-approved HIP policy and other staff training programs. She's hopeful that with our inclusion in the No Place for Hate from the Anti-Defamation League and the new teacher orientation type projects that she'll score higher, or our district will score higher next year. Let me just back that up.
Matt, HIB again, is that harassment, intimidation, and bullying, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And it's a self-assessment. And I would consider what we do at Sterling High School to be, above par for anybody in the state. It's not uncommon for us to lead meetings for the Colonial Conference Athletic Directors, to be a part of a DAA and J, which is the Athletic Directors Convention. So it goes back to the 18-19 school year, which is 2 years ago. And, we take it very critically when we assess. Also of note, it's not on here, but we had our ROTC change of command ceremony, which was done virtually. I put that YouTube link out to everybody, and it was a job well done. And also our sports awards this year was done virtually with our athletic director and our coaches. I thought they did a great job, and I'm sure the students appreciated the efforts of our staff there. All right, Mr. Hiltner.
Okay, we're up to board action items, right?
That is correct.
Okay, Human Resources, Mrs. Miller, please.
I'd like to move item, 1A through I.
Second, Mrs. Oakson Brandt.
Thank you.
Questions, concerns on those items? No, thank you. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mrs. Oaksenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. We're up to education, Mrs. Augustine Brandt, please.
Thank you. I'd like to move items 2A through F, please.
Second, Radcliffe.
Thank you.
Excuse me. Questions, comments?
Where is the sign going to be hung?
I believe the sign is going to be on the back of the building, on the wall either of the new gym or the wrestling room. So actually, Mr. Claiborne and I have seen this at several schools in South Jersey, so we'll select the best site. But I believe that's the projected spot, is the wall in the back of the building. So if there's an evening event, you'll see the backlit S, part of our branding, to highlight our branding.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, no other questions? Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mrs. Oaksenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. I see no operations action items.
No.
Okay. Your addendum there, Mr. Sheehan? More board action items there. Education, Mrs. Hudson Brandt.
Thank you. I'd like to move item 1A, please.
Second.
Second, Radcliffe.
Thank you.
Questions?
Yeah, I was hoping to get a little more elaboration on this program, Matt. I don't know if you could give us any more insight. It seems pretty intriguing how the kids can matriculate right to Rowan with this agreement.
Yep. Mr. Nicholas, we're pretty excited about it. We can maintain our relationships with the local college, especially Camden County College. And what Rowan College of South Jersey will offer us are three things. First off, they'll look at our curriculum and allow for dual credit potential. Secondly, if we're not offering a class in Sterling High School, the students can take it at Rowan College of South Jersey. And third, there's a high school option where students, after they complete their freshman year, if they're 15 years of age or older and they have a certain test score, whether it's the PSAT, they can start taking college credits. Rowan College here, they bragged, and I think to a pretty good point, that last year there were 23 students in Gloucester County that graduated high school and got their associate's degree at the same time. And I know it was one of the discussions that I had earlier with the Board of Education. I see this as a great potential for the students at Sterling High School to start earning their way towards their college degrees while they're at Sterling. Currently, we have 2 or 3 students who will be taking some general ed courses this summer at Rowan College of South Jersey. So once we establish this agreement, a couple things will happen. They'll post on our website. They'll put some links to Rowan College of South Jersey, and we can start signing some kids up, for some college credits.
Yeah. The one thing in particular I was interested in is the Rowan University option. So if they maintain the criteria that were listed in, I think it was section 502 or something of that nature, that these would be automatically enrolled and admitted to Rowan?
Absolutely, they could. There'll be college credits that they can transfer to a lot of schools, even not even Rowan. But the ideal is they want to try to introduce kids to Rowan University and get them through.
And that would be to the university, not the college, right? They would be able to matriculate right to.
That is correct. That is correct. They actually have a high school. Oh, actually, they have a transition program that's a 4-year program where you do 2 years at Rowan College of South Jersey and then go to Rowan University down in Glassboro. So yeah, they want to connect the 2 programs. So this is a great step in that relationship.
And this won't interfere with the STARS program at all, right?
No, it will not.
Any other questions? Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mrs. Oxenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Human Resources, Mrs. Miller.
I'd like to move item 2A and 2D, please.
Second, Mrs. Oxenbrandt.
Questions? Seeing none. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas?
Abstain.
Mrs. Oxenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Congratulations, Matt.
Thank you very much.
Yes, Matt. Good job.
Yeah, Matt, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Mrs. Miller, you have to go back and pick up those other items, right?
Yes. You ready? Okay.
Whenever you are.
Move item 2B and C.
Second, Radcliffe.
Thank you.
Question? Hearing none. Roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas?
Abstain.
Mrs. Oxenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Can we scroll up there, Mr. Gino? There we go. Mrs. Augustine, Board Secretary's report.
Yes, thank you. All right, there's just a couple informational items. The student activities reconciliation for April was attached. On the deadline for the nomination petition for school board election is July 27th. I do remember sending out an email, it might have been about 2 weeks ago, on who that applies to. So I can check during executive session if you don't remember receiving that, and then I'll let you know.
I did receive that email. Thank you.
Great, thanks. And that's it for the informational items.
Okay, need a motion to approve the bill list, please?
Motion, Miller.
Thank you.
Second, Ostenbrant.
Thank you.
Questions?
Yeah, Joanne, I did see you send an email out earlier. I was hoping for a little more clarity on the computer costs for the staff and the student.
On the bill list?
Was the bill listed down? Sorry, it might be your addendum report. My apologies. Yeah.
Okay.
You want to hold that, Sean?
Yeah, I'll hold back. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second for the bill list?
Yes.
Okay, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Abstain from Bill List 3 and yes to everything else.
Okay. Mr. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mrs. Oxenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
And yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Need another motion for the board action items?
Motion, Miller. Second, Berkeley.
Questions? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas?
Abstain.
Mrs. Oxenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Are we scrolling there, Mr. Sheehan?
I believe we are. Committee reports?
No, you're up to
Yeah,
board
addendum.
action addendum.
Oh, sorry. There we go.
I'm not scrolling there, Matt.
Yeah, it doesn't look like it's working.
Are you seeing the board addendum?
No.
I see the action item still.
Let me see. Pardon. Secretary addendum. How about now?
No.
Just looks frozen.
Matt, try to unpresent and then represent.
All right, hold on one second, folks. All right, let me stop sharing. All right. How about now? Anyone seeing that?
We have the addendum, yes.
Yes.
Okay, great.
Some more board action items on the addendum. Need a motion, please.
So moved, Ostenbrant.
Second, Miller.
On that motion, that will be for addendum items 1A through 4A, because 5 will be discussed in executive, and then we can act on it after executive.
Okay.
So that was, Mrs. Oxenbrandt was the first, and who was the second?
Miller.
Thank you.
Questions, concerns?
Yeah, this was the one, Joanne, 4A here. The
Okay.
Staff, I mean, is this a pre-negotiated amount? Is it a fixed rate? Like, how many laptops is it? It's an exorbitant amount. I just wanted to clarify.
150, it's 150 laptops, and we actually need 250 is what we do for one whole class.
So that's 100, and is that for 4 years?
No, each year we're replacing one whole grade level of laptops. Every year we have to budget for a grade level of laptops. So this 250 was budgeted, and this is a portion of it, 150 at the state contract pricing.
So that's for 150 new laptops. And what is the
Correct.
useful life of those 150, 4 years?
Approximately, yes.
And is there like anything else besides the hardware included? Is there any servicing or, IT
Yes.
working with that?
Yes. Paul can speak to that more, but yeah, they have warranties on that, and it also includes a bag as well.
And Joanne, when do you anticipate ordering the other 100 that you need? And what's the funding for
By the
that?
By the summertime, so that we'll have them in time for September.
And that's built into the budget already?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Now, is that the state rate or the Sterling rate?
This Dell computer, that's the state
Yeah.
contract rate.
So
It's the state.
all districts have the same pricing?
Yes.
Okay. That's what I was alluding to.
Okay, everybody satisfied? Roll call, vote, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mrs. Oxenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. Committee reports, Matt?
There we go.
Education, Mrs. Oxenbrand.
Under athletics and student activity, as Matt alluded to, we had the varsity sports awards. I watched them, they were very well presented. Also, there was a statement released by the NJSIAA and an email about guidance for athletics going forward. We also had the NJROTC change of command ceremony, which I watched this afternoon. It was, compliments to Commander and Senior Chief. Really well done. That's it.
Thank you. Before we go to human resources, I texted Mr. Sheehan and I read in the newspaper this morning, the state of Pennsylvania has approved summer practice sessions for high schools with restrictions, which is good news for New Jersey, because that means that New Jersey probably will follow, you would think, somewhat not too far behind. You would hope.
That's
You would
it.
hope.
Okay, human resources, Mrs. Miller.
The Human Resources Committee had a meeting on Tuesday, June 9th. The meeting agenda and meeting minutes are attached. We talked about various positions, retirements, and hires, some of which have already been approved this evening.
Thank you. Okay, old business, new business. Let's do this alphabetically again. Mrs. Berkeley.
I enjoyed the graduation. I think they did a really good job with all the seniors the other day, especially with being in new waters there and never have experiencing a high school graduation myself. They did a really good job, especially in these times. I think they worked really hard to make it the best that they could for these seniors. So thank you.
Thank you. Who followed Berkeley? Mr. Clark.
Congratulations to Mr. Sheen and Mr. Claiborne. Same thing from not being, having a senior, it looks like from the social media clips, the team there has definitely done a lot, so I look forward to seeing the graduation. Now, I know last meeting I asked this, so I'll ask it again, since we're in a different place now. Are there plans to do anything for the seniors, either over the summer or have them recognized in the fall? Has there been a decision made by the team there?
Yes, Mr. Clark, as per our letter that we sent out last week, we picked the date of August 11th, and we'll see what is permissible at that time. I imagine after the virtual ceremony on the 18th, I'm going to let things go for about a week or so. Then we're going to send out a survey to gauge interest based upon the numbers that we're allowed to work with. So we definitely want to do something with the graduating class of 2020. What that'll look like right now, we'll kind of let time decide and the guidelines to help us determine that. So, but we have August 11th as the date that we're going to try to stick with.
Very good. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you. Mrs. Miller.
I just want to thank the administrative staff and the teachers for everything they did for the seniors. It is difficult times and it's very untraditional. And everybody's version of a perfect graduation is different, but everybody seemed to make the best of it. And I think given the times and the circumstances, it was as perfect as it can be. I think the parents are much happier than they thought they would be with the virtual graduation, and I'm sure once it airs on the 18th, they'll be pretty happy with it. And the students seem to be pretty happy with it too. I think it turned out really well.
Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nicholas.
Yeah, I just want to echo Jason's comments. Congratulations to Mr. Claiborne and Mr. Sheehan for their new roles. Best of luck, Godspeed. And I thought it was a great gesture with the virtual graduation and very insightful to have the parents involved as well. I've shared that with other people in other districts, and I don't know if anyone else was doing that, so I thought it was a really original idea. And kudos to whoever came up.
Thank you. Mrs. Augustine Brand.
I too want to echo congratulations to Matt and Jared. I think having them at the helm of Sterling High School can only put us in the absolute best position available. I wanted to comment on the yard signs tonight, the picture of them in the schoolyards. It was exciting to see. It was a myriad of emotions, you know, happy, sad, but it was really a great picture. And compliments again on everything you guys have done to accommodate the seniors and make it the best possible ending to their career at Sterling. So kudos to everybody.
Thank you. It's a total team effort.
Thank you. Mr. Radcliffe.
Yes, so I have a couple things. So I was able to go to the graduation on Monday to give a couple diplomas out. The staff was just outstanding. The attitude was great. Obviously, with a lot of uncertainty, when the parents and students showed up, I think once they started funneling through the building and the actual layout of the tour that the administration team provided the families, I think it was awesome. The senior artwork display, where I walked with two seniors through, and they didn't even get a chance to really see half of their class's final work, so to be able to see that, it kind of prolonged it a little bit for them, so they just didn't feel like they were shuffled in and out. So I thought that was outstanding, Matt. And then secondly, Matt and Jared, congratulations. You know, we look forward to a couple good years here and keeping the tradition of Sterling High School to be top of the class here. So congratulations.
Thank you, Dan.
Thank you all.
Lieutenant Sims.
All right, I'm not going to thank or congratulate them too. I think they've heard that enough. But just kidding. Confident they'll do a great job. I'm not even worried about it. But I would like to congratulate Mr. Barringer for being the head basketball coach. I'm excited to see what he can do here. You know, I've always liked having the coach in the building. I think it brings a good seamless transition in. And I also know Jimmy Kay being the soccer coach. So I think already we're off to a great start in September. Hopefully we get all the kids back in school, get sports up and running, so another class doesn't have to suffer the same fate as this class has done. So congratulations, and we'll be holding your feet to the fire. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Hey, I have one last thing. I forgot to ask my third one. Is there a thought on athletic director, or has that already been filled, Matt?
We'll have to post that first thing tomorrow, and we'll go through the routine of 10 days, and we'll take applications and go through the process. So, we'll keep you up to date as that progresses.
Okay, great. Thank you.
I believe it's up to you, Ms. Stout. Mrs. Smith Stout.
Thank you. I just want to say congratulations to Matt and Jared. I think they'll be a great team, and I think we have a lot of great years ahead of us. I also want to do a shout out to the junior parents who did an adopt a senior student and was able to deliver things to the seniors in this unprecedented times, just to give them a little bit more of a little hug and a little love considering the circumstances. And another shout out to all the teachers and the admin for all they did to make the senior year for these students as memorable as it could be.
Thank you. In the interest of time, I will reiterate all of the aforementioned. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
I noticed, my apologies, I noticed I jumped over visitors' comments, so let's juxtapose that a little bit. Let's go back to number 12. If anyone would like to make a comment on anything at all within the 5-minute limit, that phone number again is 856-882-1126. 856-882-1126 for any visitors' comments.
All right, Mr. Hiltner, we're about 50 seconds into it. At this time, the tech crew has indicated there are no phone calls. We'll give it a few more seconds. Okay, no phone callers at this time.
Okay, I understand we have a need for executive session, therefore,
Yes.
whereas NJSA 10-412 allows for a public body to go into closed session during a public meeting, and whereas the Board of Ed of Sterling High School has deemed it necessary to go into closed session to discuss certain matters which are intended for the public, and whereas the length of the executive session is estimated to last approximately 20 minutes, after which the public meeting of the board shall reconvene and proceed with business, therefore be it resolved. Item number 8, any pending or anticipated litigation or contract negotiation in which the public body is or may become a party. Any matters falling within the attorney-client privilege to the extent that confidentiality is required in order for the attorney to execute ethical duties of a lawyer. Now we need to ask for some individuals to step down from the podium here, right?
That is correct. I'll ask Mr. Mays and Mr. Claiborne.
Good afternoon, friends and family of our Sterling Navy Knights. While we wish we could do this in person, the current state of emergency dictates we do our annual change of command and awards ceremony in this virtual way. Senior Chief and I are here today to honor our graduating seniors. While there are only 10 of them, they have left their mark on the Navy Knight family. And we wish them fair winds and following seas while they head off to great things. One of them has got a full ROTC scholarship, leading to a commission in the United States Army. Another cadet will report to Navy boot camp with follow-on training in nuclear power school this summer. We have 2 other cadets attending 4-year universities, supported by scholarships exceeding over $120,000. 5 other cadets are starting their bachelor degree programs at Camden County Community College, and the 10th cadet is following his dream to become a firefighter. All 10 have great plans for their future. That's what this program is all about. Success after high school, our leaders of tomorrow. We're also here to award many of our cadets for their academic excellence, service to the community, and overall exemplary performance in the NJROTC program. Finally, we're here to transfer the change of command of this program from this graduating senior class to the rising seniors of next year. Everyone returning to the program will receive a leadership position that will help them improve themselves by putting their learned leadership skills to use in our school and greater local community. Let's start off our ceremony with the singing of our national anthem by Cadets Adriana Jones and Marklyn Wiersman.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Please bow your head as we give the invocation. Father, we lift up our voices in thanks for all your blessings, for giving us strength and guidance during these challenging times. We ask your continuing guidance on these young people as they face new challenges. We ask this all in your name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Every year, we're very grateful for our local and national military organizations make presentations to our cadets for outstanding performance. This year's awardees start off with Cadet Zachary Millette. The Lakes and Pines chapter of the Military Officers Association of America presents the MOA Medal and Certificate for Military Excellence to a cadet who shows exceptional potential for military leadership. This year's recipient is Cadet Zachary Millette. Next up, Elizabeth Ramos Ocho for the South Jersey chapter of the Society of the Sons of the American Revolution. Presents a medal and certificate to a cadet that exhibits all-around excellence in the NJROTC program, studies, and activities. This year's recipient is Cadet Lisbeth Ramos Ocho. Cadet Jason Yang is receiving the Order of Dedallions. The Order of Dedallions is a fraternity of military commissioned pilots from all military services. It is named after the legendary figure Dedalus and was organized by World War I commissioned military pilots who sought to perpetuate the spirit of patriotism, love of country, and those high ideals of self-sacrifice which place service to the nation above personal safety and position. This award is offered to encourage the development of these traits in junior ROTC cadets and to interest them in a military career. This award is presented to a cadet that exhibits exceptional academic and military professionalism. This year's recipient is Cadet Jason Yang.
The next award is to Cadet Chris Berdash. Will receive the American Veterans Junior ROTC, recognize a cadet with outstanding personal appearance and possesses the personal attributes of initiative, dependability, sound judgment, and self-confidence. This year's recipient is Cadet Chris Berdash. Cadet Brianna Red will receive our next award. The American Legion Edwin I. Johnson, New Jersey Post 370, is awarding the JROTC General Military Excellence Medal to a cadet who demonstrates outstanding qualities, military leadership, discipline, character, and citizenship. This year's recipient is Cadet Brianna Red. The next award goes to Cadet Ben O'Teary. The American Legion Edwin I. Johnson, New Jersey Post 370, presents the American Legion Academics Excellence Award Medal to a cadet who is in the top 10% of their high school class while actively participating in constructive student activities and athletics. This year's recipient is Cadet Ben O'Teary.
Our next award goes to Cadet Sandra Martinez Mendoza. She will receive the Philadelphia chapter of the Military Order of the World Wars. It's presented to the Award of Merit to a cadet with a demonstrated understanding of patriotism and love for our country and has exhibited outstanding service to the junior ROTC unit and community. This year's recipient is Cadet Sandra Martinez Mendoza. Next awardee is Cadet Makai Norell. He'll receive the Surface Navy Association presenting the Freshman Stephen Decatur Award to a cadet in their first year that possesses character reflecting the Navy's core values of honor, courage, and commitment. This year's recipient is Cadet Makai Norell. Cadet Tony Klein will receive our next award. The Surface Navy Association presents the Junior Stephen Decatur Award to a cadet that possesses character reflecting the Navy's core values of honor, courage, and commitment. This year's recipient is Cadet Tony Klein.
The next award goes to Christopher Torres. The Philadelphia Council of the Navy League presents an award to the NJROTC cadet who has shown the greatest improvement over the last academic year. This year's recipient is Cadet Christopher Torres. Cadet Dana Ways will receive our next award. the National Sojourners Ben Franklin Chapter number 16 presents the National Sojourners Award to a cadet that has encouraged and demonstrated the ideas of Americanism by deed and conduct. This year's recipient is Cadet Dana Ways. The next award goes to Cadet Adriana Jones. The Military Order of the Purple Heart presents the JROTC Award to a cadet who has a positive attitude toward the NJROTC and their community. With a record of action in school and community affairs, this year's recipient is Cadet Adriana Jones. And the next award will go to Tyler Ways. The American Red Cross is presenting a Sterling Cadet with a $250 college scholarship to a cadet that is highly involved with charity operations in the unit. This year's recipient is Cadet Tyler Ways.
Our next cadet, Marklin Wiersman, will receive the Morristown Isaac Burroughs chapter of the Daughters of the American Revolution, presenting the National Defense Committee ROTC medal to a cadet who has demonstrated her loyalty and patriotism through her participation in the NJROTC program. This year's recipient is Cadet Marklin Wiersman. Our next cadet, Peyton Feeney, will receive the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. The Junior ROTC and Americanism Medal is given in recognition of scholastic excellence and demonstrated Americanism to a member of the Junior ROTC program. This year's recipient is Cadet Peyton Feeney. Our next three cadets to receive awards are Cadets Josh Guy, Tyler Ways, and Winnie Arrigo. On behalf of the Parent Support Group, we are presenting an award of $250 to three seniors that have exhibited academic and professional excellence with their participation in the NJROTC program. This year's recipients are Cadets Josh Guy, Tyler Ways, and Winnie Arrigo.
Our next award goes to Cole Doms. The Senior Naval Science Instructor presents an award to a first-year cadet that excels academically and professionally and has one of the highest grades in their history class. This year's recipient is Cadet Cole Doms. Cadet Hannah Strobel will receive our next award. The Senior Naval Science Instructor presents an award to a first-year cadet that excels academically and professionally and has one of the highest grades in their science class. This year's recipient is Cadet Hannah Strobel. Cadet Shane Fiera will receive our next award. The Senior Naval Science Instructor presents an award to a first-year cadet that excels academically and professionally and has one of the highest grades in the math class. This year's recipient is Cadet Shane Fiera. Cadet Sebastian Anderson. The Senior Naval Science Instructor presents an award to a first-year cadet that excels academically and professionally and has participated in the most events in their JROTC class. This year's recipient is Cadet Sebastian Anderson.
Cadet Maxwell Lopez will receive the Senior Naval Science Instructor Award to a second-year cadet that excels academically and professionally and has one of the highest grades in their history class. This year's recipient is Cadet Maxwell Lopez. Cadet Joshua Knight is receiving the Senior Naval Science Instructor Award to a second-year cadet that excels academically and professionally and has one of the highest grades in their science class. This year's recipient is Cadet Joshua Knight. Cadet Alex Brandley will receive our next award. The Senior Naval Science Instructor presents an award to a second-year cadet that excels academically and professionally and has one of the highest grades in their math class. This year's recipient is Cadet Alex Brandley. Cadet Justin Miranda will receive our next award. The Senior Naval Science Instructor presents an award to a second-year cadet that excels academically and professionally and has participated in the most events in their junior ROTC class. This year's recipient is Cadet Justin Miranda.
Cadet Alexis Fitzpatrick will receive our next award. The Naval Science Instructor presents the Most Motivated Award to a cadet that excels academically and professionally and exhibits the highest level of motivation. This year's recipient is Alexis Fitzpatrick. Our next award goes to Norman Whiteman. Naval Science Instructor presents the Hard Charger Award to a cadet that excels academically and professionally, works the hardest to promote the unit. This year's recipient is Norman Whiteman.
Good afternoon. As you all know, the recent events regarding the COVID-19 pandemic made our unit unable to have our change of command ceremony in person. I send my greatest regards to everyone who has worked diligently in this program to improve upon themselves and others and will unfortunately miss this great annual tradition. The time has come that the seniors and I must part ways with the Sterling Knights. We must take the next big step into becoming who we are meant to be. As we leave, it must be said that the road ahead will lead to trying times both in this unit and in our personal lives. I'm asking you all to remember that no matter how hard life gets, always keep your head high and be proud of yourself. Through your experiences in these next few years, each one of you will find out more about yourselves, what you believe in, and what you want to do. Confidence will carry you a long way, but always remember to be humble and never forget where you started. However, confidence alone will not always get you through every challenge in your way. Often enough, you will need to work alongside your peers to achieve success in the task at hand. Without camaraderie, this unit will be unable to function. The jobs that will be given to you all cannot be done without help from another. Without each and every one of you, I could have not accomplished my duties as the commanding officer of our unit, and the staff would say the same for themselves. I want to thank Commander, Senior Chief, and all of you providing me with the experiences I was given. These past few years in NJROTC have been transformative and unforgettable. As I step down from my position, I wish you all the best of luck.
So on behalf of the Navy Knights, our commanding officer is congratulated for his year of hard work with this plaque.
Every month, we recognize a first-year cadet for exemplary performance. This year's recipients of the Cadet of the Month Award are September, Cole Doms, October, Sebastian Anderson, November, Shane Ferreira, December, Hannah Strobel, January, Makai Norell, and February, Zaya Muntakim. The Distinguished Cadet Award is awarded to one cadet in each year group with the highest combined average for overall scholastic standing and aptitude. All cadets who have met the basic academic criteria are considered, and equal weight is given to academic average and to aptitude as measured by individual military grade, motivation, advancement, participation, unit service, community service, etc. For NS4, Gabriel Crothers, NS3, Benjamin O'Terry, NS2, Dana Ways, and NS1, Sebastian Anderson. The Honor Cadet Award is awarded yearly to one cadet in each year group with the highest overall academic achievement in school. For NS4, Gabriel Crothers, NS3 was Benjamin O'Terry, NS2 was Aiden Gray, and NS1 was Cole Doms.
Military aptitude is awarded to the top cadets based on evaluation of academic performance of assigned jobs, conduct, unit involvement, attendance, and overall aptitude. The recipients are Gabriel Crothers, Joshua Guy, Tyler Ways, Christopher Burdash, Alexis Fitzpatrick, Adriana Jones, Sandra Martinez Mendoza, Benjamin O'Teary, Elizabeth Ramos Ocho, Brianna Red, Marklin Wiersman, Norman Whiteman, Jason Yang, Alexander Brandley, Joshua Knight, Maxwell Lopez, Justin Miranda, Casey Reardon, Dana Ways, Sebastian Anderson, Cole Doms, Shane Fiara, and Hannah Strobel. Naval Science Outstanding Cadet is awarded yearly to outstanding cadets in naval science based on academic performance in the first 3 quarters of the school year. The Naval Science 4 outstanding cadets are Christopher Brooks, Gabriel Crothers, Joshua Guy, Daniel Ivins, and Dreslia Hemingway. The Naval Science 3 outstanding cadets are Peyton Feeney, Ayana Hobbs, Adriana Jones, Antonio Klein, Sandra Martinez Mendoza, Benjamin O'Teary, Elizabeth Ramos Ocho, Brianna Red, Marklin Wiersman, Marshaya Tucker, Norman Whiteman, and Jason Yang. The Naval Science 2 outstanding cadets are Ashley Grant, Aiden Gray, and Lucy Rangel. The Naval Science 1 outstanding cadets are Sebastian Anderson, Sean Carberry, Patrick Deegan, Cole Doms, Psalm Diet, Shane Ferreira, Elani Greenlee, Sarai Rodriguez, Christian Ruiz, Hannah Strobel, and Alea Rivera.
Exemplary appearance. This is awarded to all cadets that wear their uniform on required occasions and have an average of 99% or more on inspection. The following cadets are Gabriel Crothers, Joshua Guy, Christopher Burdash, Adriana Jones, Sandra Martinez Mendoza, Benjamin O'Teary, Elizabeth Ramos Ocho, Brianna Red, Marklin Wiersman, Norman Whiteman, Jason Yang, William Bazzello, Wilmer Chalco, Maxwell Lopez, Justin Miranda, Dana Ways.
I will now read the commanding officer's orders. Publication of orders on 10 June 2020. Cadet Lieutenant Gabriel Crothers, you are hereby relieved of your command to graduate from Sterling High School and attend Valley Forge Military Academy and College in pursuit of your career as a commissioned Army officer. The 2021 commanding officer for the Navy Knights is Lieutenant Commander Brianna Red.
Next year's staff positions, the executive officer is Cadet Benjamin O'Teary.
We're live. We're live, okay. Who would like to read this motion?
I move that we approve addendum, business administrator addendum report, item number 5.
Second, anyone?
Second, Berkeley.
Thank you.
Questions or concerns on this item? Hearing none, roll call vote, please.
Mrs. Berkeley?
Yes.
Mr. Clark?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller?
Yes.
Mr. Nicholas?
Yes.
Mrs. Oxenbrandt?
Yes.
Mr. Radcliffe?
Yes.
Mr. Sims?
Yes.
Ms. Stout?
Yes.
Mr. Hiltner?
Yes,
Motion carries.
thank you. I believe that's it for this evening, correct?
Yes.
I want to make a motion to adjourn.
Motion, Miller.
Thank you.
Second, somebody?
Second, Stout.
Thank you.
Voice vote, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, Mr. Sheehan, do I still have you?
Yes.
give me a call on your way home. I got a couple things that are popping in and out of my head. I don't want to forget them. Give me a shout when you get in the car.
Sure.